winners? Let the pros show you how to make money. General Manager Al DeMarco, a regular contributor on Fox Sports, MSNBC, and Comcast Sports TV, brings over 25 years of handicapping experience to the table. CEO Steve Budin, the author of Bets, Drugs, and Rock and Roll, is the man responsible for creating the online betting industry. Together, they lead PickNation.com, your #1 source for winners.
The Underdog had covered 5 straight Monday night contests prior to last Monday's snooze fest between San Francisco and Arizona when the 49ers, laying 7.5, hammered the Cardinals in that one. Tonight, we've got a New Orleans team looking to rebound after a pathetic performance at Denver last Sunday night, taking on a Philadelphia team that is slowly sinking as the Eagles were crushed last week at home by the Atlanta Falcons. The line is 3. Does New Orleans rebound, or does the dog once more bark loud on Monday night? Hi, everyone. Al DeMarco here, and joining me via Skype from Miami Beach because of Hurricane Sandy is Steve Budin, and this is the Monday night edition of the Countdown to Kickoff program. And Steve, this is a pretty interesting game as far as I'm concerned. One of the better Monday night games we've had so far this season between the Saints and the Eagles.
Well, it is the ultimate bailout game Monday night, obviously. Let's face it, neither of these teams are going to be competing for any title this year. New Orleans, plenty of excuses, while Philly really has no excuses. Saints, they should play well at home, Al. They always do. They're 10-2 against the spread, their last 12. But listen, only 1-2 this year so far. Michael Vick, to me, Al, he looks completely done. Don't squeeze the Charmin either, because this Philly team is soft on defense. I'm going to take Drew Brees because this is a game of quarterbacks at the end of the day. I'm going to go with Drew Brees over Michael Vick here, minus the 3 at home.
Well, you brought up something interesting regarding Michael Vick. I mean, Andy Reid had to announce prior to his weekly press conference leading into the game on Wednesday that Vick was still going to be his starter, because after the bad game against Atlanta, Vick in the post-game press conference even kind of hinted that he would understand perhaps if he was no longer the starter. There's been a lot of speculation for weeks because of Vick's poor play that the rookie Nick Foles out of Arizona would perhaps get the job, but now is not the time for the Eagles to throw in the towel. Yes, they are 3-4. Yes, they looked bad last week against Atlanta. Yes, the defensive coordinator change, getting rid of Juan Castillo and going and promoting secondary coach Todd Bowles did not help. All the Falcons did was score on their first 6 possessions en route to a blowout win at Philadelphia to remain undefeated. But then you look at this New Orleans Saints defense, Steve. I mean, they have set a modern-day record here in the NFL by giving up over 400 yards in 7 consecutive games. I mean, last week in the 34-14 loss at Denver, I'm looking here at the numbers, the defense gave up 530 total yards. They gave up 225 yards on the ground. I think for the Eagles to be competitive in this game, they've got to get Shady McCoy, LaShawn McCoy, up and running. He was pretty much a non-factor against the Falcons, hasn't really had many breakout opportunities so far this year. The Eagles have to be able to run the ball, have to be able to take advantage of a New Orleans defense that is just pathetic, both against the pass and on the ground, because the longer and more successful Philadelphia can be running the ball, the longer Drew Brees, your guy, has to sit on the sidelines watching the Eagles hopefully churn some valuable time off the clock.
Yeah, well, I've said this all season long. I mean, New Orleans has completely lost their swagger on defense, but I personally thought this Philly team would step up for their beloved coach last week, and if they were going to step up, last week would have been the week. I just feel at this point they're a dead piece. That's why I like New Orleans.
And listen, guys, if you're a Saints backer, let me just also tell you, the one thing that you want to do is put pressure on Drew Brees. Eagles haven't been able to do that this season. Last year, they led the NFL with 50 sacks with that wide 9 formation. This year, well, they've got 9 sacks for the wide 9 through 7 games. So what can I tell you? I mean, if you don't put pressure on Drew Brees, he's going to pick you apart, which leads me to my play on this particular contest, Steve. I'm looking at this total here, 52.5, 53 points. I don't get it. I mean, okay, granted, the Eagles are only averaging a little bit under 17 points a game this season. We talked about the offensive problems, the turnover problems with Michael Vick. But the fact is, when you're the New Orleans Saints and that's your opponent, my goodness, you should be able to score 30 on this Saints defense before halftime.
It would normally be a challenge for Philly to score enough points to cover this total, but obviously New Orleans is going to score, you know that, and with the Swiss cheese defense, I mean, Philly should go right through them.
Hey, listen, guys, you can get my best bet tonight and the best bets of every single handicapper at picknation.com simply by checking out the one-day free all-access pass. And, Steve, it's revolutionary. I mean, nobody else in this business ever could possibly offer this because we're basically giving you $500–600 of action today for free.
Yeah, and let's face it, Al, we say it every week. Why would any other company do what we do, give things away for free, when they don't want anyone to see what's behind the curtain? For us, we're the polar opposite. We want everybody to see exactly what's going on before they make a commitment. That's how confident we are in what we do.
So, guys, all you got to do is go to picknation.com, click on the one-day free all-access trial pass, and no strings attached, guys. It is truly, truly free. You get my best bet tonight, the plays of every single handicapper at picknation.com for free. So check it out. Go over to picknation.com right now. And remember, we will be joining you again right here on foxsports.com next weekend for your Countdown to Kickoff program as we continue to break down your top college and pro games from a point spread perspective every week. For Steve Budin, Al DeMarco, we'll catch you again next weekend.